Good day to all of you. My name is Cole from the Trader Time community, and today I'm going to do the weekly forecast for you guys. In this forecast, we try to determine what might happen in the future by looking at what happened in the past. So in this video, we will be going over Bitcoin, GRT, MKR, AAVE, XMR, and IOST. So sit back and relax, and let's dive in. So to start off with Bitcoin, we were looking for it to come back down to support of 55,500. Looks like they did. If they held there, made some kind of W pattern and broke here, then we were looking for 53,000, 54,000-ish. As you can see yourself, we kind of went up. Now, I assumed I did this like around a week ago. Price might have been here, I don't remember yet. Maybe I should have watched last week's version in order to make this video, but whatever. Let's look at this chart and look at the arrows I drew. And so we were looking for Bitcoin to actually reject this level. Now, because we were looking for them to reject it again, we can kind of say that this level would be a resistance that we really want to keep an eye on. Now you can see yourself that they kind of broke through it quite easily and quite heavy. So what I always teach on this show is that because this was a hard resistance, when we then come back down on it again, we really want to hold it. In this case, it might have swept some people, but if it swept people, it'll more often than not, come back for the retest. Now that's kind of the recap. What do I think Bitcoin might do in the upcoming week is it might either go up or down. Haha, there I got you guys. Same thing as always. But first of all, in my opinion, the groundwork has been laid for higher highs, mainly because I wanted them to achieve the previous move that brought us to the downside. Now, do I mean that we will immediately fly up? No, not that, but the probability is up. The higher probability is up, in my opinion. Now, does that mean that we will always get the higher probability play? No. So the higher probability play at the moment, in my opinion, is just going up. If this doesn't happen, because we should prepare ourselves for the unknown, what do I think will happen is we will probably breach this again, retest it, and then come back down to the previous move. The previous move is right here. So this is the spot where I will be looking for some longs. At these spots right here, this one. Let's make this one green. Let's see, 1 day. Yep, there we go. So this would be one of my refills if we were to come back down here. If not, if we then even go lower, because that's also possible in the world of probabilities, then I'm looking at 53k. If this doesn't hold, then of course I'm looking for 48, 49-ish right here. But let's do first things first. I don't think this week we will be coming down all the way here, but can it happen? Yeah, sure. Other than that, let's head back into lower time frames and actually go over some other stuff. Let's make this one red. So we know that this is the red candle to the downside, this one as well. And of course, if we then go back to the upside right here, how will that happen? Same thing as we did before, try to achieve it, come back down, and then move to the upside. So this is then the green back to the upside move. Other than this, looking at this one right here, how do I think this move to the downside will happen? If they don't go up right now and break the previous highs, meaning break 60.8k, then I do think something like this might happen to the downside. So, right, they will probably come back up and retest these levels and then go down. Other than that, so you kind of want them to either go up now, or if they fail to make new highs now, then yeah, they will probably go down. So looking for this, and otherwise we'll probably go down into this retracement. So that's kind of it, what I'm looking down right now for Bitcoin. So let's head over to the next pair, Mr. GRT. So looking at GRT, they actually kind of did what we were expecting them to do after going back down to these lows, go up, come back up here, test this. You see these small candles, get above it, retest this lower zone, and afterwards going to the upside. Now, of course, after they went up, you wanted them to hold the support. This is what they've done, and then came back down. After failing to make new highs, hold the lower zone support. Very nicely done. So what can I say more about this one? Just very nice price action. If and only if we were to head down right now, where would I actually be looking? On GRT, I would be looking at this zone for a retracement. looking at 1.8-ish. But right now, as you can see yourself, they're not really retracing, right? So what they're trying to do right now is they're trying to achieve the $2. If they can achieve the $2, what am I expecting them to do? I'm expecting them to keep on making new highs, right? So I'm looking for something like this, maybe make a small new high again, another reconfirmation right here, and then a pump to the upside. So, and then what's our next target? Our next target will be 2.3. So this is the bullish case scenario. Of course, we always have a bearish case scenario in this show as well. So let's say that we go up and then fail to come back down, or we have a way deeper retracement, a move back to the upside, and then a target of 1.77-ish. So this will be the bearish case scenario for me on the 4-hour. Other than that, you really, well, if we go back down all the way to 1.78, this would still be an okay level to look for longs. And then you wait for this W pattern to come, wait for them to try and achieve the move that brought us to these lows, come back down to the move that started this one, and then go to the upside. So this would be the bullish retracement. If and only if this one doesn't happen, then we'll have to go to the higher time frames to determine where we might go down to. If we were to come back down all the way to here, which I don't think will happen fast because GRT is looking very bullish, but other than these, I can't really say a lot more. So this would be a long I would look for if we have a bullish close. And if we have this bullish close, you can still look for more longs down here if we are achieving to the upside. But now a little bit more about the bearish case, because you never know, maybe there's more bearishness, is if we do go down here, retest these highs, fail to make a higher low, then 1.38 might be good as well. So this is kind of it for GRT. Let's head over to the next pair. For our next pair, we have MKR USDT Maker. So I haven't done this pair yet, so kind of interesting to see how it moves and what it's doing right now. So first of all, the first thing I notice on this daily is that we are trying to achieve this move close to the new all-time high. So this would be one of the targets if I were long, because right now they're already trying to achieve the bottom side of this block. So first of all, they want to achieve the bottom side. Now they're at the midpoint, and after achieving the midpoint, they will go to the top side. People on the stream probably know I love to work with these blocks: bottom point, midpoint, and top point. So if you want to know more about that, you can always come and check us out on our Twitch stream. But back to the chart. So what have we been doing here? We have been holding the origin move that brought us to the bottom side retest right here, held that, and now achieved the move that brought us there. So because of that, we are actually expanding to the upside. So what you want Maker to do on the lower time frames is you want them to keep on trading around 2,430. If they can hold on this level, you will probably get something like this. Hold it, go to the midpoint, hold a higher low down here on the bottom side, try to re-achieve the midpoint. If we achieve the midpoint, touch the top side, come back here, and then you have to try and achieve the midpoint as well. So this is kind of the breakdown for the bullish case scenario. So let me make this one green. This is the bullish case scenario I'm looking out for Maker. Now the bearish case scenario is that they don't actually achieve this bottom zone, this mid zone right here, and that they fail at the previous highs right here. So if they do that, then you get something like this. So they fail here, come back down to here, touch this, try to make a higher low, make a new high but fail, come back down, and this would be then the bearish case scenario that I would be looking out for on the Maker. So a little bit of a distribution, then move to the downside, maybe even this, move to the downside, and then go down. Of course, they can still save it right here by just going up, and then from here on out, testing the top side, coming back down and going up. So these are the levels I will be looking out for Maker. If it can keep on going up, then I'm looking for 2,792. And then from there on out, if they can achieve 2,792, they will probably start making the all-time highs. So yeah, really looking forward to look for some trend plays on this one. So let's head over to the next coin. For our next coin, we have AAVE USDT. So, and looks like this one's pumping quite hard today. So what are the levels I will be looking out for? So this was a beautiful hold right here. Let's maybe go to the daily time frame, because we always want to look at the higher time frames to get a better glance of what price is trying to do. As you can see right here, thanks that we looked at the higher time frame, we're actually at the turning point for AAVE. If they can achieve $404, that would actually be pretty good for the longer term. So other than that, if they achieve 404, then I would be looking at 440. So let's zoom in. and let's look at this in more detail. So right now, because we're flying this high, what do I not want them to go below again? Let me quickly look to the left. And yep, I don't want them to go below these zones anymore, 390-ish. So if we were to reject here, so let's say that price trades here a little bit, comes back down, I don't want them to go below 385 anymore. If so, that would mean I would be looking for some longs here, then go up, maybe do a higher low and then move to the upside, retest the 403 level and then pump to 440. That would be my bullish-ish case scenario. Other than this, the bearish case scenario would just be kind of the same as the bullish one, but then failing to hold a higher low, coming back down all the way here, and then yeah, maybe accumulate there again, creating another W, buying the W, and then coming back here, trying to re-achieve 388, touching 378, and then maybe re-attempting the bullish case scenario. So these are the possibilities in my opinion. Let's maybe look one step further. What can happen if they do achieve 430? So if they can trade at this top side, not make a big retracement, but just go to the upside, hold this, where would my targets be if it just keeps on mooning? So let's go to the daily target and see where our targets might be there. If that would happen, I would look just for the second high before the high, and then I would target 506 for my AAVE longs. So that's kind of it for AAVE. Let's head over to the next one. For our next coin, we have XMR USDT, and boy oh boy has this one been pumping as well. So you guys know whenever something's pumping, I become a little bit more bearish on it. So I will be giving you guys not targets for all-time highs, but targets to look out for when this is turning bearish, and how you can actually spot that it is turning bearish, so you know when you have to get out or when you have to take profits. So first of all, let's have a look at stuff that they have achieved and never returned to, because price, maybe not soon, but more often than not, will always return to certain levels. These levels that I'm spotting on the daily are 332 and 271. So let's head over to the lower time frames and look at these levels again, and they do make sense. When going up, they retested this. When going up, they retested this one as well. So other than that, not much to see here. Unless the thing that we're seeing right here on the daily is that they're starting to lose the move that brought us to the high, which if you follow us on Twitch, you know that this is some bearish case. We're seeing some bearish movement on the lower time frames in XMR. Probably the 1 hour has already turned bearish, so let's see how we can play this in the bearish case scenario. So other than this, what am I looking for? You see that the move is going down here. Okay, they haven't lost a second swing yet, but they have lost the move to the high. So what can we expect? We can't expect to move back up to 330-ish. Maybe do some distribution and come back down here. Now, in this bearish case scenario, there's always a bullish one as well. So what can they do now? They can hold a higher low, go up, retest the zone, and then make new all-time highs. So that's one thing you can look out for XMR. If you want to look for relongs, wait for them to go up, hold this higher low, and then you can look for the relongs. Other than that, this would, well, what's the bearish case scenario? The bearish case scenario is if we don't hold a higher low and then come back down all the way here. Let me look at the 4 hour, because we will kind of want to continue the 4 hour trend, and for that I would be looking for the 300-ish to hold on XMR. So if we can come down, I would have an alert at 300-ish, where I might look for a W pattern to the upside. Other than that, let's see if there are some other moves that we can look for. Let's say that things really go south and we come back down to 300, then we can kind of, in my opinion, expect to move all the way back here to 320, come back down here, maybe hold another higher low. If they hold a higher low, go back to 340, come back to 328, and then make new highs. Of course, they can also fail here and then continue to the downside, right? So keep on remembering that every bullish case scenario also has a bearish one. And when we then break 300-ish, I would be looking for 271, because mainly those were the higher time frames that I was looking for if they were to come back down. And then here again, rinse and repeat, I would start looking for longs again. So that's kind of my analysis for XMR. Let me show you the chart one more time, and then we will head over to the next coin. For our last coin, we have IOST USDT. And ooh, was our prediction kind of spot on for the bullish case scenario. So here on the lower time frames, we were looking for a new continuation to the upside. As you can see, they perfectly tested this level, then went up to the level that we were expecting them to go. Afterwards, coming back down all the way to origin, and here make a W pattern and then go to the upside. So very glad that this worked out so good. Of course, when we make this high, when we make these highs and we start breaking down, we can always expect a new move back all the way to the origin. So what am I looking for right now on IOST? On IOST, I'm actually looking for them to achieve the 0.059 level. How am I expecting them to do so? I'm expecting them to go up, touch these highs at 0.063, come back down, start distributing, and then make a bull flag, and then go to the upside. So that's one thing. Of course, I'm not scholar if I wasn't looking for a bearish case scenario as well. The bearish case scenario would be do a deep retracement all the way to this move right here, go back to the upside, reject it. If it's bearish, it will come back down all the way to there. If it's not bearish, then we will see a higher low play to the upside, retest the top again, go here, and then make the new all-time highs. Well, let me quickly check if it's new all-time highs or not. It might make new all-time highs, but maybe not, depending how long they will hold this. And then, of course, how high they want to go, right? Let's see, is there enough? Yeah, okay. So this is kind of looking good already for the 4 hour. So yeah, either come back down here or just make new highs. For this coin, there's not really that much more to see. We can expect some nice resistance right here at the 0.64, mainly because, well, yeah, we haven't been testing that yet. We kind of front run it right here. So remember that these top zones for the higher time frames most of the time give a nice rejection or a nice reaction. And then, yeah, of course, this is the bearish case scenario. Hold the bearish case scenario makes it bullish because then we have a pattern failure and then we can aim for the top side. So that's kind of it for IOST already, and that's also the end of this forecast. So thank you all for watching. I hope you guys liked this week's forecast. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, and if you want to know more about how we teach TA, be sure to check us out on Twitch. We're doing everything for free. So yeah, if you enjoyed it, thank you very much, and I hope to see you next week. Bye bye.